There's another iceberg out there, Mr. Levitt. I don't know what it is, but I do know the force driving us toward it. This cryptic line of dialogue uttered by the elderly survivor character Rose was deleted from the final cut of James Cameron's spectacular 1997 disaster film Titanic. Such an enigmatic insight seems to suggest a subtext beneath his stark visual drama that offers this tragic catastrophe as a haunting metaphor or prophecy, perhaps of a global apocalyptic event looming just over our horizon. Much like that doomed luxury liner, does our fragile planet hurtle inexorably through the dark towards some unseen cosmic cataclysm. Public news of an approaching rogue planet first hit the press in 1984. An article in U.S. News and World Report dated September 10th of that year, entitled "Planet X, Is It Really Out There?" stated, "Shrouded from the sun's light, mysteriously tugging at the orbits of Uranus and Neptune, is an unseen force that astronomers suspect may be Planet X, a 10th resident of the Earth's celestial neighborhood. Last year, the infrared astronomical satellite, IRIS, circling in a polar orbit 560 miles from Earth, detected heat from an object about 50 billion miles away that is now the subject of intense speculation." 8 years later, NASA released this statement: "Unexplained deviations in the orbits of Uranus and Neptune point to a large outer solar system body of 4 to 8 Earth masses on a highly tilted orbit beyond 7 billion miles from the Sun." In 1991, Dr. Robert S. Harrington, chief astronomer for the Naval Observatory, using a small 8-inch telescope at Black Birch, New Zealand, detected the approach of a suspicious planetary object at an angle of 40 degrees below the ecliptic. In other words, a cosmic intruder that can only be viewed from our extreme southern hemisphere, as its radical orbit swings it closer to our solar system's inner planets. Harrington sent back reports of his ominous discovery, but before he could return to give a formal news conference, he died of esophageal cancer. Harrington's untimely death seemed to fuel speculation that news of the approach of Planet X was being deliberately silenced. Planet X had been sensationalized by the controversial research of Zecharia Sitchin in his book The 12th Planet, which referred to this intruder as Nibiru. According to his study of ancient 6,000-year-old Sumerian accounts, a large celestial body, roughly the size of Jupiter, swings through our solar system on a 3,600-year cycle, a cosmic event that predictably wreaks havoc with the Sun's inner planets. Nibiru is speculated to be 4 to 5 times larger than the Earth and nearly 100 times as dense. It is a failed star, visible only in the infrared spectrum. Yet it generates enough emission to warm the 7 moons that encircle it. However, as it draws closer to our Sun, an electromagnetic exchange is expected to cause Nibiru to partially ignite with a red glow and a corona discharge, giving it the appearance of fiery wings, making it visible in our skies. And according to Sitchin's Sumerian research, at least one of the winged Sun's moons is said to be inhabited. Moreover, these legendary extraterrestrials, called Annunaki, are alleged to possess a proprietary interest in Earth humanity, since our species is said to be the product of Anunnaki genetic engineering. Recent sensationalizing of Mayan calendar predictions labeled December 21, 2012 as the date of Nibiru's apocalyptic return, which a rash of cataclysmic events in 2011 seemed to foreshadow. But just like the Millennium Computer Meltdown, Y2K, Planet X was another no-show. Yet despite definitive proof that a dangerous rogue planet is hurtling towards Earth, it would seem there must be something out in space that world governments are spending a lot of money to keep track of. In 2003, the Spitzer Space Telescope was launched as the world's largest orbiting infrared telescope. And in addition, we have SOFIA, NASA's Stratospheric Observatory for Infrared Astronomy, high-altitude jumbo jets fitted with onboard telescopes to detect invisible stars. SPT, or South Polar Telescope, is an American microwave tracking telescope constructed at the Antarctic to monitor objects not readily observed in the visible spectrum. And nearby, the French have built their Concordia telescope, allegedly for the purpose of monitoring seismic activity on Jupiter. Could it be mere coincidence that the best vantage point for viewing Nibiru's approach at this time would be the Antarctic, just as Dr. Harrington reported from our extreme southern hemisphere? In December 2008, the Pans-STARR Panoramic Survey Telescope and Rapid Response System went online with a telescope constructed on Mount Haleakala on the Hawaiian island of Maui, equipped with the largest digital camera in the world, recording 1.4 billion pixels per image. This eye on the sky is specifically designed to seek out potential asteroids or comets that may pose a threat to planet Earth. And as of April 2010, the Lucifer telescope commenced operations atop Mount Graham near Willcox, Arizona. Built by a German-American-Italian consortium, as well as one-quarter Vatican funding, Lucifer joins another church-owned Vatican Advanced Technology Telescope, VAT, in service atop Mount Graham also. Perhaps aptly named after the light-bearer, Lucifer is the world's largest binocular optical telescope, designed to provide unprecedented observation of near-infrared objects. The vast light-gathering power of this telescope will allow astronomers to collect the spectral fingerprints of the faintest and most distant objects in the universe. Yet the ominous name of this observatory, combined with its infrared technology, suggests serious intent to locate Nibiru as well. And yet another billion-dollar telescope, the TMT 30-meter telescope, is planned for construction on the summit of Mauna Kea on the island of Hawaii. As of April 2015, protests by the indigenous Hawaiian population has halted progress on this observatory, slated to be operational by 2024. The TMT is also designed to look for invisible stars in the near ultraviolet to mid-infrared light band. The TMT will be at the highest altitude of all the proposed extremely large telescopes. This project has international government-level funding support from China, Japan, Canada, and India. If in fact a serious, massive secret effort is underway to locate Nibiru, home of the Annunaki, the potential exopolitical context of such research offers yet one more tantalizing scenario of a possible extraterrestrial reality. But definitive proof of either Planet X or off-planet intelligence remains elusive. So is a dangerous rogue planet really hurtling towards Earth as we speak? Or is the Nibiru myth just more silly fodder for internet hysteria? Only time will tell. In the meantime, we have little choice but to wait for whatever the new millennium might ultimately reveal.